Alright, back to where I was at. Uh, start from right here. The Son of Man is the same being as first human, but after its differentiation into individuals. Following the creation of the Son of Man, everything sinks into matter, into physical form. Subsequent to the creation of the Son of Man, Adam is created as the fourth, some say third, that's in parentheses, individualized physical prototype. This concept may be compared to Casey's four root races, each being an improved physical body over the previous. The Adamic bodies are quickly multiplied to be occupied by descending souls coming out of the spirit realms into matter. And that's what I was telling y'all. Back to what I was saying about the atom. The light is the Osiris is a symbol of light. Osiris, the letter A corresponds to Osiris. The T represents the crucifixion of Osiris in the physical body. The word in the beginning was the word was God, the word was with God. Means word, the holy word. When you go through your crucifixion stage and you raise back up, you become the word. This is when you reconnect with or become aware of your connectedness to the oneness, and you're able to draw down. You can read and get information out of reading and listening to other people, but then you can channel through the ethers or draw down knowledge from the ether realm, which would be the Father, the Holy Spirit that runs through everything, and you can draw information from that. I do shit all the time. I don't just get information from books. Sometimes shit just come through me through my thinking process. Come to me through my thinking process. So let me see. In Pistis Sophia, that's just another mythology to explain the whole creation process and whatnot. In the Pistis Sophia, the light emanation, Jew, is called the first human. This is where the word Jew comes from. It was originally I-U. The letter J comes from the letter I. Before the letter J, the word I was used. The I-U. Piece of Joe Jackson. That's when you go to the Bible and you look at the word Joseph. Originally it was I-Yusuf. I-U is the first form or the first form of Christ. Sif means son, so that word itself means Christ the Son, which I'm gonna get into right now about the whole concept of how you supposed to perceive the Bible. These are not people that actually existed. When you're dealing with these characters of the Bible, you're dealing with metaphors. The people, places, and things in the Bible all have a metaphorical aspect to them. You have to find out what they mean metaphorically, so you can get the spiritual understanding. Because a lot of the stuff in the Bible is just the same story told over. A lot of the characters are the same character, or they represent the same energies, just they take the cloth of different characters. So it's like a person putting on different clothes. Jesus would be an outfit. Joseph would be an outfit. Moses would be an outfit. That's the one of the problems I see that people have with the Bible. You know, we take this shit literally. That's how the churches train you. That's why when you go to church, you're not gonna get all this. You pay them up. You go to church and pay, put money in a collection plate, and they wouldn't dare break this shit down the way I'm breaking it down to you, which is this is what you're supposed to be learning when you go to any type of building or whatever to get spiritual teachers or whatever. Not a bunch of fluff and inspirational talk. Shit. Now you get the inspirational shit off Instagram. Everybody's a meme guru now. Instagram gurus and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, this shit is all about the mind. The mind is all you versus memory. One of your main concerns down here should be the obtaining of knowledge. That's your primary mission and assignment in this physical incarnation that you're experiencing. Point blank, period. Niggas put more importance on entertainment than actually obtaining knowledge. That's the problem. That's why you're flooded with so much entertainment. Because people who give you this entertainment or who controls this entertainment realm, they want you to be distracted by the entertainment. So when a motherfucker start talking this shit, you look at this as secondary. When a motherfucker talking to you about this type of shit, should be that's entertaining to me. You know what I'm saying? Music and all that shit is cool too, but you know, movies and shit, a lot of times they put this type of information in the entertainment, but you don't even see it because you don't even understand the underlying messages within the entertainment, movies in particular. Give you an example. Not the video prior to this one, but the second one I made in this little installation. Right after I finished that video, I went and sat on the couch, and I got a spiritual transmission on Michael Jackson and Joe Jackson, sitting down while getting ready to watch what's happening now. See people online making the jokes about Michael Jackson being in heaven and his daddy walking in, blowing it, fucking his day up or whatever, based off of the discipline that Joe Jackson chose to employ on his children. Bring this back to the slavery thing too. Not to say that Joe Jackson was a slave driver. I'm not trying to say that. It'd be funny and shit. But I just want to show you something. I think it was Oprah asked Joe Jackson something like if he could go back, would he employ the same discipline? And Joe Jackson was a real nigga. He said, yeah. He said, kept him out of jail, got, blah, 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 blah. Now, despite how you may feel about which at the same time, even that, even the emphasis put on the discipline that he wielded over his kids, even that shit might be exaggerated because that's what the entertainment world does. You must understand, the people that control the entertainment realm, one of their main objectives of all these years has been to savage the image of black people, or to tank the image of black people, to not only make the world distrust black people, but make black people distrust themselves. So what Joe Jackson did, that's common in black families. You got your ass whooped if you didn't do what was supposed to be did and shit. That's just common. You know what I'm saying? That ain't no fucking shit that was exclusive to the Jackson family. You know what I'm saying? But whatever he did, whatever Mr. Jackson did, peace to him. Look what happened. Look at the end result when it was all said and done. One of the greatest greatest groups, which is Jackson 5, and one of the greatest entertainers within that group, which is Michael Jackson, was born and gave the world this iconic figure, which also played a part in Michael Jackson's spiritual mythology, because Michael Jackson is a god. Make no bones about it. He's a divine. He's a for lack of a better phrase, but he's a high one. His energy is strong as hell. I've heard stories about that. He died, fires and shit breaking out and all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So whatever discipline, which I don't think is too far from what goes on in the average black family structure, which was the discipline through spankings or whatever. It produced this diamond of a group, this diamond of a family, entertaining family, and last but not least, Michael Jackson himself. Let's take it outside the context of the whooping shit. Let's just put it within the context of the originateness of which he made them attack their craft. All that hard work that at the time, and I'm willing to bet if you go talk to the Jacksons, Janet and Jermaine them, they'll probably tell you something like, yeah, it was nice, but we just wanted to quit. We was tired of singing and dancing, but he wouldn't let up. He just kept pushing us and driving us, pushing us and driving us, pushing us and driving us. That brought forth all that greatness that you saw and listened to within the music. So, same thing with slavery. On a spiritual level, and I'm not trying to take the heat off of white people for enslaving us and all that. I'm just trying to get you to understand why we done it, because we created these situations in a cosmic context way before this shit even took place on the physical realm. So that's why you have to learn how to look at things through the spiritual aspect. Look at things from both sides of the board. You know what I'm saying? From the physical, the spiritual, the negative, the positive, whatever. So yeah. And let me say this shit too, because I don't want people to mistake my what I'm trying to do here and confuse it with entertainment. I'm not sitting in front of this camera and breaking this stuff down to you to entertain you per se. If you get entertainment out of it, that's cool too. But you don't go to college to be entertained. You go to learn some shit. You know what I'm saying? This is not, if I want to entertain a motherfucker, I pick a mic up and start rapping. This is to introduce you if you're not already introduced to or familiar with a different mentality and orientation towards your physical experience down here. You know, when I break down stuff, decode metaphors and all that, I'm trying to put you in the mentality to be able to do that. Show you a possible alternative way of viewing the world. Introduce you to the psychology of what your ancestors, the great Kamites and Atlantis and Olmecs and the Phoenicians, Sumerians, Babylonians, and all these people, introduce you to the psychology that they had before we were dumbed down and brought to this such a low level of thinking. Because right now, you know, we can say all we want about, you know, the injustices that are put up on black people, and discrimination and all that. But if you don't get back into your right state of mind, you're gonna forever be getting your ass whipped. A nigga on stage with a fucking mic in his hand, or dancing, or a nigga telling jokes, or a nigga doing whatever the fuck he do to entertain you is cool. But that shit, if he ain't got no jewels in his shit, because some of you is, some entertainers mix the jewels with the entertainment. But if that shit is void of any type of information that you can learn that'll make you say aha, then that shit is an ultimate distraction. So you can think about that when you know. And I'm not saying you can't partake of some shit just because it ain't got. I'm not telling you not to partake or listen to music that doesn't have any jewels in it. Because I listen to shit that I don't learn nothing from and still be entertained, and it's all good. But this shit is not about being entertained. See, we're so used to being entertained. That's all we want to do is be entertained. That's why the average motherfucker, when they get out of work, what they do? Get on to watch TV, pick up the phone. That's all niggas want to do is be entertained. You know, we got to break out of that shit. That's why people put so much emphasis on entertainers. Even now, you know, we'll point and say, he never says nothing about the plight of black people. And that's a good thing. These motherfuckers you spending your money with and buying these albums and shit and going to see their movies and all that shit. You spending your money with them, but then when some shit pop off, these motherfuckers don't be wanting to use their influence to say nothing to change the minds of the people, or to make people look at things in another light. So, and I'm not saying everybody has to do that, but I think we're in a time where if you do have any type of influence over the masses, you should be at least trying to at least speak up on some shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, start taking a stand. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we don't want to confuse this shit with Showtime at the Apollo. And I love Showtime at the Apollo, but this is not what this is. Please believe it. You know, any motherfucker that tell you some shit like too much knowledge is bad, that's bullshit. I tell you that straight up. Knowledge is key. That's what you should be down here focused on this shit. You know, that should be your primary thing. And maybe it will be, maybe it is now, and maybe it'll never be. But I can tell you one thing. For the motherfuckers that it'll never be for, those are the ones that are they die the second death. That's what they do. They die the second death. I wouldn't want to be one of those cats. So just trying to flip through some shit, man, and see where we can take this, because you know, a lot of us, you know, I can just I can just turn to a page and pull some shit out and go from there. You know, that's how I work. I'm gonna fuck with this right now. Let's see if we can conjure up. Just how I go. Oh yeah, the rerun thing. Yeah, so I was watching. I'm watching What's Happening after I had the little revelation about the Joe and Mike. And hold on one second. Let me turn this fucking TV off. That shit. But I'm watching you know, I just don't have, and I'm watching What's Happening, and it was the episode where Rerun he bumps into this spiritual group, which was some charlatans, but they mashed it up because all the shit that they were teaching in this little, it was called the Baba Rama Baba. That spiritual shit, that's you can find the Baba in here and shit. Baba, that's the twin souls. Ba means soul. So Baba is the twin souls. Rama Baba, something like that. And the chick that introduced Rerun, first and foremost, even Rerun's name, Re means to go back or backwards. Run. He's running backwards. That's sun shit. That alludes to the sun running or going to the back of the earth, where it takes on the red color. That's why Rerun wears the red beret on his head. But Rerun one more time. Rerun bumps into this group. The lady that he bumps into is called Life is Love. Love being the oneness. So Raj and Dwayne and them, they're you know, they're like, man, you can't trust these groups, man. They're scammers and they can blah 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 blah. And he's right, because you do have motherfuckers that will give you just enough information, and it'll be right information, but the whole time behind them dispensing this information, their whole plan behind doing this is to get your money, and that's what ended up happening in this episode. But you know, Rerun starts breaking down what the group that he joined, the Baba Rama things, you know, what their beliefs were. And he was like, well, we worship Ralph. And they was like, well, where's Ralph? He was like, yes, a head of lettuce. The lettuce corresponds to Osiris. That's an Osirian vegetable. It's green. So they was like, you worship a head of vegetable? He's like, no. He said, no, the head of lettuce is a symbol of nature. We worship nature. You know, and he just started breaking down, what else he said? He said, we worship nature. In the group, and through the group, he started, when he joined the group, you know, they taught him how to stop eating meat and how to take care of the body and blah, 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 blah. All positive shit. Good jewels. But the whole while, it was a money scam. So, I forgot the name of it was a feminine principle they were speaking on. The, we'll just say, I can't remember the name, but it was like, they were talking about Mother Nature or something like that. And Rerun's basically like, no, it's a concept. So they eventually found out that that the group was a scam group, and uh, Raj's mother was like, well, what if this divine goddess actually appears? So they played a joke on the charlatans. Rerun goes back to the temple or whatever they were in, and Raj's mother, she had Raj and Dwayne take a smoke machine and blow smoke into the temple, and then she appeared up out of the smoke, had the all the real shit on. She had the crown with the fruits and vegetables on it and shit, representing Mother Nature. But before that, Rerun them they was trying to tell Rerun to do some shit. Rerun was like, no, I got my orders from the nature goddess. I'm in direct contact with her and blah 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 blah. And they was like, you know, they was saying something, and the next thing you know, they blew the smoke in, and then Roger's mother comes in there and was like, I'm the mother goddess, blah 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 blah. I'm finally here. And it fucked the charlatans up, because the charlatans is looking at this shit like it's some fake shit. But then she comes in, the shit that they've been telling people, same thing like with the Jesus thing, same thing that they've been telling people to worship, and this is coming, and they didn't even believe themselves when they played the trick. And you know, Roger's mother's she was big, that represents the great mother. The bigness represents the greatness of the mother. She comes through in the smoke, you know what I'm saying, boop boop boop, and long story short, they run the charlatans out, you know what I'm saying, Rerun get his money back and shit. But even the Life is Love lady, they would sit at the table, and she came in to visit Rerun at the little cafe or whatever they was in. She had the tambourine. The tambourine is sacred to Isis. So when she comes in, she's shaking the tambourine, and the way they greeted each other was like this right here. They do this shit right here. You know what I'm saying? All that shit is real divine shit. But within the show, they package it and give it to you in a manner in which to where if you bumped into an actual group that in real life that was similar to this group that Rerun and joined, you wouldn't even fuck with it, because you'd be like, oh, I seen that I seen this play before. I seen this on What's Happening. I seen Rerun get scammed like that. When the whole while, the actual information that Rerun was breaking down to Roger Dwayne was all real shit. Was all our ancient information. You know what I'm saying? The nature shit and all that. You know what I'm saying? The head of lettuce, that's the Osirian thing. You know what I'm saying? Not saying you're supposed to worship a fucking head of lettuce. He said it in the show though. He said, no, we don't worship the actual head of lettuce. The lettuce is a symbol of nature. But the context within what they give it to you in would subconsciously make you associate all this information with being scammed. So if you was to come in contact with it in real life, subconsciously you're like, I ain't fucking with that. That's a scam group. You know what I'm saying? So they give you the information, but then when you find out that the group is a scam, it's a group of scam artists, it tanks all the information. And you still got niggas around here doing that to this day. They teaching this shit, but they not giving you the real deal, and they doing this shit for money. And I'm not saying you should get paid to do what you do as far as teaching, but when your whole objective is to teach this shit just for the money, when the money is the primary goal, then you'll do anything, including tank the teachings and say shit that ain't really true, just to satisfy your financial hunger. So you know, I thought that was interesting. You know, because then when I seen Rerun, like, I'm always breaking some shit down. I'm looking at the Rerun thing, and like I said, I broke down the name. The re means to go backwards. When the sun set, it's going back. It's like it's going back. It's running backwards to the back of the earth to sit under the earth and shine from behind and under the earth. That's the soot, the Satan thing, which is where the word Satan comes from. Satan, it's not what you think it is. It's not no fucking man with a pitchfork and shit poking you in your ass in the hellfire, niggas. So you have to watch, because what it is um the entertainment industry, which is ran by the Caucasian people of the Jewish faith. And this is not a shot at all white people that partake of Judaism, because a lot of them are just under the hypnosis, just like everybody else. It's the ones that know the occult, have the occult understanding of Judaic information, which is nothing more than another form of African information. These are the ones that package the information and give it to you in a manner in which it will have or they give it to you with the intention of it having an adverse effect on your psychology, because all this shit goes back to the mind. So I just thought that was interesting right there. I know where we gonna go with this now. Take y'all somewhere. Something I want to build upon. Alright, here we go. It says, thus the origin of spirits and religion is twofold. At first, elemental powers are propitiated. Next, the ancestors are worshipped. The earliest form of a religious cult was founded in invocation and propitiation of the great Earth Mother, the giver of life and birth, of food and water, and as the primary power in mythology, who was represented in Egypt by her zoo types, the water cow of Apt, the fruit tree of Hathor, the soul of Reret, the serpent of Radu, who was first besought and worshipped as the only one, the great goddess, the good lady, the all-mother who preceded the all-father. The gods and goddesses of the oldest races were developed from these superhuman nature powers, which originated with and from the earth as the universal great mother, and not from the ancestral human spirits. Also, the one is universally differentiated from the other. The two classes of gods and spirits, elemental and ancestral, were all propitiated and invoked by natives of West Africa. As Miss Kingsley tells us, one class is called the well-disposed ones. These are the ancestral spirits, which are differentiated from the other class that is referred to as them, the generic name for the non-human spirits. So, that last part, the two classes of gods and spirits, elemental and ancestral. That's the reason why when you hear me say we're more than gods, the gods are those hieroglyphic depictions of animals that represent different elements and forces of nature. So the ancestral spirits are the actual spirits or souls of the ancestors that passed and went on to the spirit realm. And really going into the spirit, when they pass on, they go to live inside of you. Everything is one. That's why you can invoke Michael Jackson. You can invoke Bernie Mac, because they all exist in your medulla oblongata. That too. I'm going to get the book for that. Fuck the dumb shit. We gonna get into some shit. The gods that you see on the walls depicted as animals and things, these are gods that we made appeal to for spiritual things. So you take Yemen-Ya for an example. Yemen-Ya is a water goddess. Pray for rain. So if we needed some rain and we was going through a drought, this would be one of the spiritual energies that we would make an appeal to by doing things that correspond to the water principle. You know, might do something simple as draw a picture of fish and call up on Yemen-Ya. Get a nice amount of people who are resonating at a high spiritual level to make altars to Yemen-Ya or whatnot, and decorate that altar with things that are things that are characteristic of Yemen-Ya, fish, mermaids, or anything dealing with water. And these things would be done to appeal for water. That's how we used to control the weather, through doing those type of things. The ancestral spirits, you would call on them by doing the same thing. So your grandmother may have her thing might have been coffee. You know, old Grandma Beulah loved her coffee and cigarettes. So if you wanted to get in contact with Grandma Beulah, you would make a altar, and this altar, you would probably put coffee on it. Well, you would put coffee on it. You might light a candle. You know, her favorite color might have been blue. You'll light a blue candle. Light a cigarette on the altar, and put some unlit ones on there as well. And this would attract Grandma Beulah. Now, from that point on, you would have to have a spiritual eye and be able to look for the signs and symbols that she's going to communicate with you through within your everyday life. So you might do that, and you might go outside and you know, you might just be you know, simple as something like you might walk outside and see a blue piece of paper on the ground. You pick that piece of paper up. Just somebody tell you pick that piece of paper up. If you was on your shit, you're like, well, what's that right there? It might catch your eye and it's blue. You're like, well, I just done that ritual to Grandma Beulah. Her favorite color is blue. Let me pick this paper up because this might be a message. If I pick that up, and it might tell you, it might be some shit on there that says, shit might just say, it might say something like, you might pick the motherfucker up and it might just have it might have a the shit might just say Walmart. And if you really just determined to get on your shit, you might say, well, I was about to go to HEB, well, let me go to Walmart. Then you might go into Walmart and then a whole nother revelation might come to you. But you have to be able to recognize these things. You know what I'm saying? That's the way you, and sometimes they'll just come through in thought forms. You might do that ritual. You might want to go and sit and meditate. Clear your mind. And whatever thoughts come to your mind, pay close attention to them after that. And you know, whatever. So that's in a nutshell. That's how you will communicate with your ancestors. This whole concept of some mystical spook in the sky as your God is folly, because it's not there. The spiritual contact that you're trying to make when you do things like pray really comes from us being able to go into the inner recesses of our minds and contact our ancestors for spiritual guidance while we're walking around here. Because that's one of the things they're doing. Sometimes they can contact you for spiritual guidance. You might put a book or something on the altar, open it up to a certain page, and they'll get information through that. All this is done to have an impact on your mind. That's why if you don't believe in this shit, it's not even gonna work for you. You know, a motherfucker that just do some shit just because if you sit here and take what I'm saying and you're not wholeheartedly devoted to this psychology or understanding, and you just go do what I tell you to do, but you don't really believe in this shit, it's not gonna work for you. So like I said, that's one of the hidden treasures of melanin. Your ancestors go to live within the melanin inside of you. So this is why they gave you this God thing outside of yourself, because they know that once you start going within and dealing with your ancestral spirits, then you won't be controlled by your Christian training no more. You'll start to see through the falsehoods that they give you within these religions or whatever. Because these religions are slavery. You know, and they control you through that. But you can get some shit done, and I have got shit done. You know, I got stories I could tell. You know what I'm saying? Aaliyah stories, Muhammad Ali stories, Bernie Mac stories. I got these stories that I can tell where I've made altars and made appeals to Tupac stories. You know what I'm saying? And they came through and actually assisted me down here. Gave me guidance as I navigate through these physical experiences or whatever. So yeah, that's that. You know what I'm saying? Trying to find this picture of let me see, the little oblongata, because some interesting shit happened to me one day. Let's see, yeah. That's interesting right there too. Yeah, I'll just hold tight with a nigga. Okay. You got this right here. This is the medulla oblongata. Now back there in your head, it's a heavily melanated black patch. I was looking at that one day, and I don't think this is the picture that I was looking at that one day. One more picture. I was looking at that, and I put this book down and picked up another book. Now in the other book they had a picture of the medulla oblongata, but let me see one more thing. Hold on. This is probably the one I'm really looking for. Anyway, it was another picture in this Masonic book where they had a picture of the medulla oblongata, but they had it in a symbolic form, and the book didn't explain what it was. But me just looking at the shape of it right after let me see. Okay, that one. This is not the one I'm looking for. But anyway, in this book, they had a picture of the medulla oblongata, and I was looking at it and studying that, and then I picked up that book, and I want to show this shit. Let me find it because I know it can't be too far from the brain shit. Let's see if that's it. Y'all just hang tight. I know, nigga, shit might be a little boring to y'all niggas right now, but I want to show you how shit works. Where this shit at, man? Anyways, I have to find that. I don't want to waste too much time with that, but I'm gonna show you in this Masonic book. Now they got this right here, and this is just some. They put this off as Masonic symbolism. I'll let you read the thing right here about that light explanation, which is not an explanation really. They just an example of Rosicrucian art. The Rosicrucians cloak their ideas in mysticism and symbolism, which is recalled in modern Freemasonry in the Rosicrucian degree of the ancient accepted Scottish rites. Now that is the brain right there. That symbolism represents the brain. All this back here, that black patch I was telling you about, is the medulla oblongata. You know, this is the back part of the mind, or the brain, excuse me, the head, which is the medulla oblongata, and then this is the this will be where your subconscious dwells at, in the blackness. The light comes out of the dark. So your frontal lobe and all that is the light. This is the what you call the soot Hor. Horus is a light, is a sun god. Soot is in the front. I mean, soot is in the back. That's the blackness. The front represents the Osiris or the Heru. Now, Egypt, this symbol would be a picture of the hawk-headed Horus or the falcon-headed Horus. It'd be a double-headed god with the falcon Horus in the front and the soot head in the back, facing the back. That's where you get your whole thing of Satan, get behind me. Satan, get behind me. The light being in the front, the guiding light, and the medulla oblongata representing the subconscious mind. Would be the soot, the Satan. The subconscious mind is where all your ancestors dwell. Matter of fact, show you. I just bought some notes right here. That right there, they're showing you the medulla oblongata, the neural melanin that runs up the spine to the top of the through the base of the cranium of the brain and all that. All that blackness you see, that's melanin. That's the medulla oblongata. That's the mouth of madness, the mouth of God. The subconscious mind is the chaos. That's where you go when you dream. That's the dark waters of noon. The thoughts in the darkness are the chaotic thoughts. These are the thoughts that are just wild. Everything that you could think in existence resides in the medulla oblongata in a unstructured way. The light, when the thoughts come from out of the medulla oblongata or from the darkness into the light is what the angles of light is what you use to navigate these thoughts in a manner that would be in coercion with this physical manifestation. So sexual thoughts reside in the medulla oblongata. If you go off these sexual thoughts without the guidance of the light, then you would go about this in a chaotic. You go about having sex in a chaotic way, raping and all this old crazy shit. When sexual thoughts come from the medulla oblongata or the subconscious, and you use the conscious mind to say, okay, sex is a thing, but let me go about this in a manner in which I'm not infringing on somebody else's freedom or peace of mind. That's psychology right there. All this shit goes back to the mind, the psyche, the suki. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the ancestors dwell. That's why you have to. That's why when you meditate, that's the turning backwards. That's turning your energy from, or your attention from the outer world into the underworld, which is the world, the world of the Lord of the Perfect Black, Osiris. That's another thing that the medulla oblongata symbolizes at the base of the brain. The underworld, the black neural melanin that sits under the brain. So I'm gonna wrap this one up before the camera cut off, because I know it's about to. But I'm gonna get back to that. I'm gonna find that picture, because I want to explain that a little bit more and show y'all the revelation I had. So y'all just hang tight, man. And I'll be back with you niggas not too long from now. Peace.